This is the real one. Does it not look like Blake Moore?
Holy
I've always said that, bro.
Holy
We're gonna say that on the. I wish I got that.
Do you have a picture?
Wait, we put that in.
You
Okay.
did.
Welcome, Shocklings.
Welcome.
Welcome. Chakkra Wavelengths. You feeling it now?
Greetings, everybody.
Welcome, Shocklings. Another episode. Chakkra Wavelengths.
Sorry.
An earthquake happened this morning. And
We are back.
we got a week till Christmas. Is it a week now,
Yes,
boys?
a week,
Yeah.
I think, till Christmas, and
Very close.
probably
I'm ready,
a
happy.
couple weeks.
I got you boys.
If
some,
you're excited about, Brendon, about the cigarette
Okay.
song, just had to get this out there. If you're
Alright.
excited about the cigarette song that you saw at the end of last week's episode, it's coming out in about a couple weeks.
Dude, we should drop it on Christmas.
Honestly,
That'd
be
cool.
sick.
That
We
would
should.
be.
We're gonna try to look into it and
Christmas
drop it
gift.
on Christmas Day for a Christmas gift for y'all to vibe with for your family. You can play with your family and
In the
friends
morning.
in the morning when you wake up for Christmas. So,
Also,
it's gonna be fun. It's
I
gonna be
hope you
happy.
guys are ready for Christmas in general. A gift I got you boys gifts. for the
Really?
podcast.
I'm gonna have to get.
Hope
I'm
you
gonna.
guys
Hey,
step
actually, you
up
know
to
what?
the
I'm
plate.
I will step up to the plate. Actually,
I got both of y'all gifts, and I've got us a few little selective drinks and
Okay.
foodies that we're gonna use
nice.
on, like,
That sounds good.
weird Christmas day. We're gonna have a good day. So,
Sounds good.
speaking of weird, I went to Goodwill this week, and I got the first Borat
Wow.
copy right there,
That's amazing.
$2.99. And the reason I needed it is because you gotta pay now for Prime. You can't just watch it on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. You gotta pay the little $2.99 rent fee.
I have my DVD of Borat. I'm never getting
Here's
rid of
another
it.
reason why you should love Borat. The disc is like he homemade.
Let me see.
Getting burnt
It's
CD.
like a. Walmart
Yeah.
CD.
I love how it looks like you drew on it.
So I got Borat now. I'm really happy. Great way to keep this winter month going.
It's an amazing Christmas.
Another thing that happened recently is Disney Plus uploaded their. They announced their new drops for the next few years in shows, and they
Yeah, I
are
saw.
doing a lot of things. I saw
Yeah.
like I think
lot. I
6
haven't
new
seen
editions of Star Wars.
Yeah, and I saw
two
a lot
different
of
TV shows, like a movie, another Mandalorian thing.
Yeah, I saw like about like for 2021, like about four movies at Marvel Studios. I don't know if it's
Marvel,
Disney Plus,
yeah.
but like that's Disney.
Yeah, that's in
Marvel.
there. That's all the
So like
same.
yeah, those
They're
four
adding up.
movies, and it's like Black Widow, all these cool movies that look like they're coming out.
They're adding those in.
Fill it all
A
over the
crazy one
phones.
that's coming out in fall of 2021 is Lightyear, which is Buzz Lightyear's origin story. What people are controversial about is Tim Allen is not Buzz.
Wait, but is it a cartoon?
Wait,
Wait, is it a
because-
cartoon
Tim
version?
Allen wasn't Buzz.
Yeah, he was.
Tim Allen was Woody.
No,
No, Tim
that
Allen's
was
like
Tom
Buzz.
Hanks.
Oh,
was
no,
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
was
No,
Woody.
listen. But the thing
Yeah.
is,
Tom Hanks, Tim Allen.
listen. Don't worry. Do not fear. They are not changing the story in the universe. The thing is, this is Lightyear's origin, so it's like the original Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, so like the original.
So like,
yeah.
Buzz is his own variant toy in the factory, so he has his own voice and he's all that
Yeah.
in the toy realm. This is like
Oh,
the
so it's a
OG
different-
story, his
okay.
mission. Like,
Okay, okay.
that's the
Oh,
whole
so like
thing.
the actual Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, like that's
itself.
what it is. It's
Okay.
giving like a spin-off to the Toy
Okay.
Story series.
That's cool. Yeah.
They also are
So like
spinning
they're gonna
off-
have Zurg. They're gonna have like all
I
those
mean, I don't know
guys.
They're
who
gonna
they're
have-
gonna
Yeah,
have.
They're gonna
Zurg
have
have to.
Zurg.
Zurg is the villain.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
And all
I
the
was
little
thinking
alien
I was talking
guys that
about
are in there.
the crane guys.
Oh, they're
No,
gonna-
those are the
yeah,
those
they're
are
in
the
that
aliens on the
storyline.
planet.
They're in the
Yeah.
storyline, so they're probably the
They're
real
gonna
ones.
be
They
the-
won't be in the crane. What if
Hey,
they have
they're
like a
like-
real life crane?
Dude, you know what they remind me of?
And they're like in there
Yeah.
on the planet. They're like, help.
You know what they remind me of? Like Toy Story kind of used them, like Madagascar used the penguins. You know,
No,
they like
because the
draw
penguins were
attention.
so
Yeah,
strong.
No, but they
though.
draw like viewers. I'm saying, you know,
Yeah.
like Toy Story kind of.
Well, because
they
the
love
penguins,
those aliens.
the penguin. I mean, the toys. Yeah,
Madagascar
the
got more
Madagascar
into
had
it,
the
though.
Christmas with the penguins.
Yeah.
And they were that old lady.
Yeah, they
Seen
made their
yeah,
own
when the old
movies.
lady's like beating them up.
That was a good
The
one.
one with the purse.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
scene is. Another thing spin-off. Is
Yeah, they did a lot with the
Doug
penguins. though.
Days from Up. They're doing Up
Oh,
spin-off,
that's
and it's
gonna be
like
sick.
Doug's his adventures before on the island. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's
It may
sick.
actually be Doug Days After, where he lives with Carl, but I doubt that.
Oh,
I'm pretty
that's
sure
gonna
it
be
probably
awesome.
will just be a spin-off.
Yeah,
of
it's
that
gonna
way.
be still Up.
So they're
anything
doing
with
adult-
Up is gonna be awesome.
These also are only on Disney Plus. Keep that in mind. You have
Yeah.
to subscribe.
Well,
I was just saying, like,
Wait,
they're not on
who's,
channels.
It says you voiced by Chris Evans, the Lightyear.
Yeah, that was
So
Chris.
Buzz
Buzz Lightyear was
Is
voiced by
gonna-
Chris
that's
Evans.
gonna
That's
be
the new
sick.
one. It's
So like
Captain America.
everyone was like, you know what, I'm done Captain America.
Yes,
I'm Buzz
exactly.
Lightyear. Like, oh my god.
He's like now the
intergalactic
pandified
captain.
version
Yeah.
of Captain.
Yes.
Um,
The toy version making a.
Car series with I'm pretty sure Owen Wilson is gonna be. I think I read
I
that
hope.
he was Doing
better be Lightning
Lightning
Wait,
McQueen,
they're
which
making
means
another
McQueen will
comedy?
be in it. No,
Oh,
a series.
a
A series.
okay.
Series.
I'm gonna watch that.
But that's 2023.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's gonna be a few
That's
years.
when.
out.
That's
I look
when.
forward to
That's
it.
when there's some more. Like each year, there's like
I hope
4
it's good.
for the Marvel movies.
By the way, guys,
and,
there's no fact on here, so I did not
Okay.
Okay.
cheat.
But
Looking
in
like
2023,
thinking you caught me.
Deadpool 3 should be out.
Yeah.
That's the.
So it's gonna be a good.
a lot of
hopefully
stuff
the next
they got
few years of
planned.
movies will revive, like we talked about in the past. Maybe it's going back to pew, pew,
In the movie
pew,
theaters.
off like Buzz.
That's why I think they waited to
I
put
have
Black
that
Widow
shot
out.
going.
I think they waited so like the movie theaters could build up people going back.
What
And
about,
it was-
boys? We can finally maybe go to these movie theaters with the FDA approving the Pfizer vaccine. Finally,
Yeah,
they
that
announced
dumb.
that it's approved.
I'm not taking that Pfizer vaccine, Brendon.
Wait,
Why is that?
why?
Well, let me guess. What is it? Actually, I want to
You
hear
know the
this.
effects, Brendon?
I would like to hear what you'd like to say. Yes.
I'm not too sure how to say
I
this
hope
word.
this isn't like backlighting. I feel better now. I feel
But-
much better.
I've heard from at a family
I bet it's
gathering
so
actually
good.
today, this Sunday. But I heard that if you get the vaccine, it makes like half your face like go like numb and like what does
Bell's
that mean?
palsy.
Yeah, that Bell's
that
palsy.
debate.
Yeah,
4 people. Okay,
I don't want to
guys,
get that.
don't be worried
I'm not
like
taking
him.
that shit.
Simple people read that and they just take it from there. But
Simple
listen,
people, okay.
4 people
All I'm saying
out of
is-
38,000 tested got Bell's palsy.
That's 38,000. If you said 38 million, I wouldn't. I mean,
But
for, like-
statistically, 20 out of 100,000 people get Bell's palsy, which that is a .004 rate. In the actual testing, it was a .001. So it was less of a chance for them to actually
So
get
how
it
do
in
I
rare
find out if
na-
I
in
will
real
get it? I don't
actual
know.
nature.
No,
like if I don't get in the future, like
I mean,
can
it's
I find out
it's
if
just as
it's
much
genetic?
of you getting that from the flu vaccine kind of thing, dude. It's like, you know how many people probably get that from the flu? Not specifically that, but any vaccine.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
always
I get.
going
I
to
mean,
be
yeah, there
people
is
who are going
risk
to
because I mean, yeah.
have side effects.
Right.
Side effects happen with all types
I'm just
of
saying,
medicine.
you know, it's like
So don't worry, buddy.
But
Just
it's
get
like,
that
if I
vaccine so
haven't
we
got-
can go run around on the beach again and go to parties and, you know, everything good.
I feel like we could do
can
that
go to the
without it, though.
bathrooms in our camping trips and
Oh
not
my
have
god,
to
yeah.
find a
We've-
rock on a mountain.
We'll have showers everywhere. We won't have to worry about
we'll be able to
hot
see
showers.
Isabella without all these masks on, covering up the blood. I
I'm
mean,
not going anywhere near
Yeah,
that.
I'm
lady.
not going to Rhode Island
Yeah.
to see Bella.
Oh,
She's not coming to Colorado either when we go.
flights will open up. That's all I'm saying. It'll be a little bit easier
Imagine
to
she
travel.
showed up to Colorado.
I would lock him out in the snow with her.
She would drown me in the snow, thinking I liked it, until I'm
Me too.
numb.
Okay, yeah, you would not drown in the snow.
I guess
That would be like-
wouldn't it melt?
Drowning
Water
would be the-
like.
Oh no, yeah.
No,
Wouldn't it melt
oxygen.
and water would be?
Yeah,
Maybe
but-
if she like, that would still be suffocation. I think.
Yeah.
Because you'd have less air problems than the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I don't know if it
Maybe
would go in
it
my
would,
mouth.
No,
but
but-
you'd have to be
You know,
at
like, what if
such
I was
a low level.
Oh, like
that
you would
yeah.
breathe the water.
the
I mean, the
massive
ice.
snow would be cold and wouldn't
Yeah,
melt
it
just
would-
because
yeah.
of you. Like,
Yeah.
You would melt a little bit, but it would.
Yeah.
It would more like freeze
You would
me
die
than-
from suffocation.
Yeah.
first
Isabella
before
won't kill you,
drowning.
buddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Some
Well,
people
sure.
who didn't have the same fate of us, which is of your possible story, which is kind of a sad way to say it. But before we go into that, actually, I'd like to shout out 2 people. First, Cade Black.
Right. Cade
it's a
Black.
local
Let's get a
fan.
little clap for Cade Black.
Cade would like
Yeah,
to
Cade
have a
Black.
Snapple cap, so would you pass that to Baylor, let him pick one out? No, he's gonna, random
My
selection.
bad. Here you go, Cade.
You
Drum
can even
roll,
Baylor, you
please.
can pour them out on the table, just grab one, do whatever you gotta do. Hope I saved the audio there.
Real fact number 936. A day on Venus lasted longer than a year on Venus. We read this.
that was mine.
That's crazy.
That is
I
crazy.
dug it.
Cade, you get a official. I've touched
That
That's
is
so-
no wait, but that's weird if it wasn't that one because unless it came right off the top,
Yeah, it was.
there might be 2. Is what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
what are the
that
odds that
is-
we picked
yeah.
it twice?
No, yeah.
That is crazy
I
though.
don't want to sort them, so we're gonna say maybe. All right, Cade, you got probably you got the one Zeke read, but
Yeah, but who knows? It may be the long lost one that we didn't know we had.
long lost.
What?
It's a long story.
What?
He said long lost and like
Don't say it,
gravity.
please. I've been hypnotized one time, and every time someone says that, I gotta do
Every time
something.
someone says long lost.
Stop.
Stop. That's not. No.
So apparently, every time someone says long lost, Brendon grabs somebody's junk. Like
Stop.
so, long lost.
Stop! It's not cool, dude. I feel homo, man.
What's wrong with being homo, man?
It's just not my groove.
It's
and
not
when
his
you make
groove. Now
me
that's
do it,
under. Now,
You're like
okay.
shoving my
It
hand
is
in his crotch
understandable.
when I don't like the crotch.
You thought I was I got your crotch. I've been hypnotized. So Brendon, when did you get hypnotized? When was this?
8 years old.
Really?
You know those like circuses that are in the parking lots in the mall?
Oh yeah.
I forgot what even the phrase was.
Don't believe in that magic voice.
I'm being serious. I totally actually
I
forgot.
remember.
Okay. Because I really did forget right now in the moment.
Well, good.
I'll probably remember when I see this.
Hope y'all both forget. Everyone knows now. Where's the cap? I don't know, but there's the green. So I'm gonna start this off while you guys are signing.
Talk about what we were talking about at the beginning of this podcast. What we were dabbling about.
What were we dabbling about?
A little bit of
policy?
the viewers saw us cutting into a conversation about Waco.
Oh, okay, Waco. I thought we were saying that. Okay. So yes, I don't know if you guys have Netflix. Chances are you've seen this series, Waco, on Netflix in the past year. It aired on Paramount in 2018, and Netflix I think adopted it in 2019. I should say picked it up, not adopted it, because they didn't add anything. It's just a limited series, but it's I think 8 episodes, and it's a detailed view from inside of the Waco incident. Because really before that there was not an official. I think there was actually a movie in 1997. Anyways, I need to check that one out myself. But this one has Taylor Kitsch. It was very nice seeing
Taylor
that
Kitsch.
cute man on there with the mullet.
Cute man. Let me see.
I'll show you.
Let me see.
Sorry,
I was
we're
already
just
looking at him. He actually does that's the real one. Here's Taylor Kitsch, and here's the real
and
one.
this is the
and here's
picture.
Blake Moore.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about. When
I think
you saw
my
us
girlfriend's
laughing.
brother. So
That's
my bro,
it's exactly.
little bro. He's got like mad
Oh my
relation
God.
to David Koresh.
It's like if you
Kinda
want
creepy.
the
Bad
next
relation.
Halloween outfit for you, Blake. It just if you see this, it should be that right
yeah,
there,
for sure.
no doubt.
And so
And Cade, here
have
is
you
your
told
cap. It's
Blake
fully
that?
signed, and we're gonna send it to you.
we need
And we
to
also
get that. You said you have Cameron on there.
put
we need to
something
put
in.
Cameron in there. Send this thing. Tell him to send us a
Cade
location.
Black. Here's your
Yeah,
cap.
just set it right
I also
there.
have a little look I put in there for him.
Yeah, I put something on Cameron's too.
Yes, it's chocolate.
All right, so
A little heart
Look.
in there.
Waco. It was what happened in Waco in 1993. Well, before it happened, it was a simple place called Mount Carmel, where the Branch Davidians lived. They lived 130 people at the winter before this this stuff had gone on, and they had a simple compound. It was pretty big. They had like their own church, sort of like common. What are they called? The thing in the church.
Pew.
Not the pew,
common.
like the room where you gather.
Confession. Wait.
Oh, a worshiper? A worshiper?
Yeah, well, there's another word. We're
Worship
just forgetting
center?
it. It's up here. So they have one of those where they get together and listen to the sermon. And actually, David Koresh preaches a sermon because he's the leader of them. It wasn't always like that, actually, though.
Chapel.
The way David,
chapel.
the way David got in.
I don't know.
I think it is.
What if we're still wrong? I don't know.
Hang on, boys. Yeah, it's the chapel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hopefully.
Okay,
People
Koresh.
watching
Yeah,
like,
so.
still not right.
David Koresh was born in 1959. He's actually from Houston, Texas, and his mom was young, so he lived with his grandparents and whatever. Well, he actually had he'd talked to people before and said he was
Cerebral palsy?
bullied as a child. He had a solitary life, and he was actually called Mr. Retardo because he was dyslexic.
Actually?
Yeah, they called him that. So, I guess he had I'm assuming he had pretty low childhood.
Yeah.
Well, when he was 22, he finds the Branch Davidians and he joins them, and he becomes very romantic with the leader, and her name was Lois Roden. Lois, maybe. Here's her. And she
Lois.
he gets romantic with her, and he tells her he always, ever since he was a child, believed he was the Messiah of God.
Romantic with Lois?
Really?
Yes.
Here's Peter
ever
getting
since he was
romantic
little,
with
he
Lois.
just told people that he was a child of God. He knew that he was the lamb and the sacrifice and all this. So, which I'll explain.
Yeah, it's
yeah, it gets
he
pretty
got
deep.
in.
And so he joins and he
In
tells her
his
that
head
he just felt that God wanted him to have a child with Lois, and so they got together, and he gets all up high in the thing. And then when she passes away, he was trying to get to be the leader, but her son was mad. He was I've been here all along, I want to do it.
Chris?
So they got to fight about it. Chris.
Her
Evans.
son. Or Lewis.
Why did you know? I don't know his name.
Oh.
Why did you say
know his
Chris?
name?
No, I was just saying
That's
Chris
why-
like Family Guy. Chris, Lois.
This is not a Family Guy.
I was just kept every time he said Lois, I was just thinking.
Okay, well listen. So he becomes a leader. He becomes because of his prophecy. The people say he was crazy. People would just listen to him, and he read the Bible front and back multiple times, so he could just spot scripture and he knew that he was. He claimed that he knew that the end days were coming, and he was to finish out the 5th seal. There was 7 seals until Revelations, and he said that 4 were already done. He knew, and he was to finish out the 5th one, and that wouldn't start. He said the 5th seal would be start the process of the 5th seal as soon as the army of Babylon stormed through their doors and spilled their blood. And he always preached that he knew they were going to come, and he knew they were going to come. Yeah. Well, so they became kind of an apocalyptic cult type. I wouldn't say cult myself, but the fact because they were preparing for end days. Yeah. There was rumors of them having multiple weapons inside their homes and a lot of illegal firearms.
So they were a cult.
But they weren't using them.
Definitely say
you could definitely.
It was a religious cult.
There's a lot of people. It's a very big debate on the internet if it's actually a cult or not. A lot of people say it's not because they didn't do. They just believed in God.
Yeah,
it was more like a religious sect.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, besides the point, you believe what you want.
Yeah.
The point is, from there, they lived in that place. They all were together. They had no running water. They had electricity. 130 people lived in there. They all believed David was the true Messiah. He preached. He said, one day they're going to come and they're going to spill the blood at my front door. So he knew that.
Jeez, how? Well, what did the people are just you're right. We're staying.
No, I mean they knew. He just knew they would be persecuted for who they were, and so they had all these firearms and stuff, which we'll get to there. So before the siege, there was Ruby Ridge, which was literally I think in the same. I'm almost positive 1993, the same year. I think it was months before. And Ruby Ridge is the site of an 11-day siege in Boundary County, Idaho, which is near Naples. And that was when Randy Weaver, he was wanted for a bench warrant for a firearm charge, and the cops come to his place. Well, he lived up on the top of a mountain by himself, really secluded, and he had his sons and stuff, and they were just lived they just didn't want people to mess with them. Yeah. There's a lot of Aryans in the neighborhood, stuff like that.
They just wanted.
And the cops come to see him, and they hear the noise of him coming, so. He goes around to investigate this way, and the son and the dog go this way. Okay. Well, he's going around, and then 3 gunshots go off, and the kid had a gun too. And then he gets over there, and the 2, his son and his friend, I'm pretty sure. I know his son died. Not his friend. His son, I think 2 officers are dead. Jeez. And he gets there. So now it becomes a hostile situation. But he's threatened because he doesn't he was I just don't want you guys to mess with me. I'm by myself. I'm not harming anybody. Yeah. And it became... the FBI's problem, and they come in with the hostage rescue team, the HRT. And the HRT, they gave them the order for them when he was going to check on his son's body through the shed, and he was walking back to his house. He said, snipe him. And then when he shoots at him, right when he shoots, it hits him, but it goes through him, or maybe he shot twice. But one of the bullets killed his wife. It shot her in the head because she was inside of this family. So now they've killed 2 people, and this guy's still... Well... The FBI killed 2 people, or the forces.
Kid
and so they've killed 2 people now, and there's only I think a son was left, and his brother was in there, the guy. But it ended up they came out because they got a local guy to come in and talk them down. The negotiators, Gary Nosner, was there, and that's who's actually the head negotiator in this. Yeah. So Gary gets someone from the thing, and he talks to him. He's you can get out of this. They won't kill you. It's just and it gets him out. So it's over. It ended pretty peacefully, but it was 11 days long. But in that time, towards the end of it, all the from the neighborhoods in the area just started banding up when especially when the HRT and the FBI got there. You could see it in the series when you guys watch it. Yeah. And also, I'm just going to say it now. I was supposed to say it earlier. I challenge Zeke to watch the series. I challenge all of you to watch the series because it's a great.
Here we go. Here's the challenge right here.
And
watch the series.
Yeah, literally, Zeke watches the series. But Zeke is gonna watch it by next week. It's a challenge. He has to finish it next week.
Watch series by next week.
Maybe you guys should.
It's only 8 episodes. That's the challenge, Baylor.
8 episodes. So I think maybe 7. You guys could probably finish it too. On our Christmas episode, you guys can see what Zeke says, see if it matches up. Anyways, so from there, where was that? Oh, Ruby Ridge. They were like all the Aryans and all the people who just believe the same thing. Like, get out of here, you guys are murderers. And it was just a big press thing. And then Waco. So I was just giving you guys that. Waco is the longest U.S. standoff siege besides John Joe Gray, which is another thing maybe we could talk about another day. But we don't need the time for it. Thing is, like I said about the guns, the ATF, the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, which is, to me is kind of like, maybe they go together, but firearms and alcohol and tobacco, to me, always just sound like, what? This would be two different departments. But anyways, these people are going for the firearms. And they hear about that, and they hear about rumors of some, like, sexual abuse and also, like, child abuse. Because here's the thing. What's his name? David Koresh. Mm-hmm. Real name. It's because I was looking at his real name, so then I forgot. His real name is Vernon Howell, and he changed his name in 1990 to David Koresh. Okay. And then, like, from there he goes.
Why did he change his name?
And so, like I was saying, they were stockpiling guns. They here's a quote.
That's why he changed his name, because they were doing all that illegal.
Well, no, I think that was more like he wanted a powerful name. Before he went through this,
Vernon's pretty powerful.
I don't think a lot of people know this, but he went to Hollywood and tried to be a musician because he loved music. Didn't work, so he went back to Waco. So that a lot of people don't know that.
At least he tried, though. You know, it's all about definitely. It's all about going for it.
Joanne Vega, who was 6 years old when she left the compound, says she remembers being hit regularly as a kid. Being disciplined was like a 24/7 thing. Like another person right here, or this is still her, constantly told them the end of the world was coming. They were the chosen people to survive because David was the son of God. Jeez. She said they were taught to prepare for the war, and at the end times, as predicted in the book of Revelations, were near. And he preached that their purpose was to open the fifth seal, like I said, the army of Babylon. And so this is what I was saying about the sexual abuse. So that comes from, he claimed that once you were in the group, there was no marriage. It just dissolved except for the women. If he said he had a dream or if God talked to him about that woman, he would have a child with them. Because in his view, in the way he interpreted the Bible, he was going to have the children that were going to run the next millennium when the Revelation was there and the world was for 1,000 years. So each child was giving like a different biological factor. So he was like trying to, increase diversity. Yeah. But it would make tension in the group because people like Steve Schneider, which you'll see him on the show, his picture of the real one. Steve gets mad because his wife has to literally have a kid with David, and he just has and then it's just like your wife. It's weird. I mean, to me.
That is.
But they believe they believed in movie recording has been stopped automatically. Go check that out, Zeke.
Why is it stopped?
It just says that. Dang, I hate that. How long were we brickwalling? Sorry, Shocklings. We're really trying here. So, like we were saying, though, Steve's there. It's working good? Yeah. All right. So, like we were saying, Steve's working there, living there. And then, towards the end, this guy named David Thibodeau comes there. David and, like I said, Gary Nosner are the FBI negotiator, and David was in the compound.
So now we know first that this group is just has some weird things.
Yes, they're very strange to see.
Strange
from outsiders' eyes.
Is the word.
But... they both wrote books, Gary and David Thibodeau. David is played by Roy Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, literally. So that's pretty cool too. Here he is, Roy, and then there's the
Macaulay.
One. Oh. No, yeah, you did it.
Just because I like the...
Oh.
Well, not Macaulay Culkin. No, I just like...
Why are we putting Macaulay?
Just because everyone likes seeing Macaulay Culkin. Oh, all right, now he's doing
it's done. We already did it. So, Robert... Okay, so you guys know them. And like I said, Gary and David wrote books, and most of the actual series that you're going to watch is fictionalized or pictured off of that book.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the quotes are from there and stuff.
So it's all the stuff in the show is real? Is
most of it, but some people will claim it's a stretch, but it's just the Waco side telling their story.
It's probably like an exaggeration.
Yeah, obviously. So there's some parts that aren't real, but you can look it up yourself and find some of those parts. So, Robert Rodriguez is from the ATF, and he goes undercover to go investigate, and he gets the house across the street. He has a crew in there and stuff. Well, David and them are super nice, and so they go out in the front door and they just go across the street, him and 3 guys. Steve is one of them, David, and David Thibodeau, the one I was talking about. They all go and check him out, knock on the door. They're like, hey, dude, you want to come? We're having a sermon later. We'd love for you to come meet everybody, welcome you into the street and stuff. And he's like, oh, I'll be fine or whatever. But then, like, so he goes in, like, undercover, starts going into those places. And just the way he does it, he starts, like, tipping David off. And David knows because, like, he could see, like, stuff inside their windows. And he could see, like, multiple cars pulling out.
Yeah.
So and he could just tell. And then, like...
Wait, David can tell something's up?
Yeah. Okay. Also, he got caught in
he
got caught in the women's ward because he was looking for the gun armory and try to confirm where it is.
Oh, for real?
And David's wife found him. His real wife. He has one real wife. And her name is... I have her.
Lois, we already talked about.
No, that's not. She died. Rachel
she
Jones is his real wife, and he has a son named Cyrus with her, and then he has multiple other sons. So
I would assume.
So from there, the ATF just further keeps pushing. They further keep pushing.
That was like Vince Vaughn in The Delivery Man. Have y'all seen
I keep
that?
forgetting because his name's Jacob in the series. So when you see him as Jacob, that is pictured off of Robert. So I keep wanting to say Jacob, but his name's Robert in the real series. I mean the real life.
Yeah.
So when he goes in over and over, he's telling his bosses that like it's not the time. Like they are ready for like a warfare right now, and they won't listen to him. Like, all right, we're coming in, and literally the day they did it. He was like, they're coming, aren't they? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And they sat him down in the room and stuff. And then he calls his boss. He's like, do not come. They know you're coming. Don't come. Goes out in the street and stops them, but they just drive right past him. Army trucks and a helicopter, like 2 helicopters, I'm pretty sure. Multiple Army convoy vehicles.
Holy
ATF. And they get to their front door. And David Koresh walks out the front door and he's just like, don't shoot. We don't want to fight. And they just... It's unclear of who shot the first shot. They've never... But the thing is, I'll get to this. Let me just start. It's unclear who shot the first shot, but the first shot is shot.
Yeah.
So they have people inside the Waco compound with fully automatics ready, and they have all these ATF agents. Boom, boom, just start laying on each other. David gets shot in the stomach and gets inside. They close the door, and it's just a full...
They're shooting at the house? Just like
yeah, they're shooting each other.
Holy
windows, and they shot through the door in the front of it, and they're
so
it's
like how was he not
warfare.
Getting shot more?
Well, he fell on the ground, and he's on the ground like just they're on the ground like waiting, like trying to be like, you know, I mean, we weren't there in that moment, but he evaded all the bullets except for one, hits him right in the waistline.
Yeah.
And
that's
the battle, I think, yeah. You want to? Well, they have raid videos, yeah.
Dude, this guy David's like the delivery man, Vince Vaughn in that movie. He have y'all seen that? Have you seen it, Brendon?
No.
He goes to like the place where you can like give your semen, you know, and he gives all his and all it like gets mixed up, and he has he has like 200
National
kids.
Geographic?
It's a true story. He has 200 kids though. Everybody go watch it. Delivery Man, Vince Vaughn.
Delivery Kid.
Delivery Man.
Man. He's not a kid anymore. He grew up. He grew up to
it's a true story.
Beautiful young man. He's such a sweet boy.
Yeah, he has 200 kids or something biologically.
200.
Yeah, it's about like a true story. It's like there he is.
Out and wannabe rock singer, David Koresh now has a new ambition. Like he claims to be the son of God.
Like if Blake Moore had like some facial hair.
In a compound on the outskirts
That's the compound.
of town, this would-be Messiah.
So I bet all the girls kind of liked him though because he sang.
Oh yeah, we actually went there, me and Baylor. So let's pause and say that. Of course we forgot.
Yeah.
Me and Baylor and Blake on our trip across the country, we stopped in Waco. We should have a picture.
Pictures.
Hopefully we found it because we're looking for it right now. But we went there where they have the compound. They have, it's gone now, and they put a church up, and it's actually I'm putting pictures up right now. Anyways, there's just pictures of the place.
Yeah.
You can see David's grave at the memorial, but his name is now Vernon Howell. We couldn't find him for a while because it was Vernon.
Yeah.
The only thing that they still have is remains of the school bus, which are like so brittle now, and the pool. That's the only things that are still there, but you can go visit it. It's pretty sobering of a sight. It's kind of sad. There. Well, that wasn't there. They rebuilt that.
Why is it sad?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, if you know the story, it's just depressing because you'll see. When you hear the story. Yeah. Here's the FBI raid right here. All right. 1 minute, 20 seconds, Brendon.
So confident are they of success. Agents nicknamed the raid Showtime.
This is what they're doing. And then watch right here. There's a guy right there.
And his cult members are expecting them.
Watch right here. I think it should show it.
They knew that the ATF was coming. One ATF agent described it as a hailstorm in reverse.
Holy
I mean,
Yeah.
So like they were ready.
Yeah, that's why they had
And
the
that
black.
was their home.
That's why they
They're
had
like,
the
you're
black
not coming in
curtains.
here.
It looked like a dust off from a fire zone in Vietnam.
Yeah, so that's that part.
Damn.
Also from there, yeah, so that happens, and I think I want to say like 2 to 4 ATF agents are killed. A few of David's people are killed, and many are injured from that first
Jeez.
breach, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
So that was so then you go to
Holy crap.
where's February 28th,
Okay.
1993 was then when they did that initial raid. That was on February 28th. Gets to Monday, March 1st, and the negotiations continue like little. Now you have Gary Nosner set up there, that guy from the and then you have also the hostage rescue teams guy.
Mhm.
His name is HRT. I don't know if it's the same name.
Lou Hirochi.
HRT head. Anyways, I don't know if I can find him. Anyways,
Has to be Lou Hirochi.
Liberace. That's non-Horiuchi. That was not Liberace. What the... Anyways. So negotiations and
I
everything.
can't read.
They're talking to David through the phones and stuff, and David's getting agitated because the armored vehicles are all like surrounding this place. He's
Yeah.
staying there. And then they've cut his phone lines. So that like really made him mad. Like he couldn't have any communication with the outside world. And they take over the FBI on Monday. Now the Monday comes and they're like ATF leave.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, Gary's there, the FBI. Tuesday, March 2nd, David, this is the second day, and David creates a tape, and he says, like, all right, if you guys are going to make me do this, I want you guys to broadcast a tape of me explaining his message about the seals and the lamb and him, everything he's preached. And he wants it to be internationally broadcasted. I mean, nationally, not internationally.
Yeah.
Christian Broadcasting Network airs it that day at 1:30 p.m. and no one takes David seriously. They just think like, oh yeah, he's the next Jesus, you know, whatever. And it like really makes David mad because he didn't get anything he wanted in there. So
yeah, I mean,
he's
what
like,
did he think
no,
would happen?
I'm
Like,
not. He's like, I'm mad again. And so like I was saying,
So
Gary
he's-
Nosner is saying like, look, we need to be chill about this. We need to not push him. The last thing we need is to make them all against us. But the HRT guy, don't know his name. Hopefully I found it. But he's doing the opposite. They just want to do like tactics on them. They just want to, you know, get them out of there as fast as they can and use their brute force. Zeke, what do you think that means?
What does it say, Zeke?
It says movie recording. No, movie recording.
yeah, it's automatically stopped. I don't know. Why don't we just finish this one out without it?
No, we have like a lot of
Yeah,
information.
no, we can just.
Come on,
do
I can
this
just delete
while
it. Hurry. They're brick walling here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to slide this thing open.
You have to like use your finger. Anyways, guys, so from there, you know, that whole week the negotiators are talking to him. On Thursday, March 4th. Oh, and then on Wednesday before that, my bad. David Koresh denies his surrender, and he's saying that he's dealing with his father now. His hands are in his father's, and he's not dealing with their bureaucratic system of government. So then Thursday, they're like, all right, we got to really look at this. What is he talking about? Negotiators were on the phone for 11 hours. 11 hours that whole day.
Mm-hmm.
7 hours and 38 minutes are with just Koresh. And he's like prophesizing. They call it Bible babble. Because he would just be like, the Lord wants me doing this, and you guys are telling me this. And, you know, he would just do that all day. And, like, they would just sit there telling him, like, David, we just want you guys to come out. We want you in custody because of the guns. It's like, we just want what we need, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cray.
I mean, that sounds
guys,
crazy.
I'm deleting some footage.
All right,
There's
so
literally
guys,
only
while you're listening to this,
8 gigabytes in here.
while you're
Like,
seeing this,
maybe
go
10, 11, 12.
go to Instagram right now
Biggest files were 3 of them.
and share. Yeah, quick share. You share this post from who's this? Let's see.
Is that the like actual?
The
post
Montreal,
that
it
you're
looks like. Yeah, I think because it's Welcome to Montreal's digital
supposed to share?
downtown blog.
What does it
So
say? It says-
all it takes is one quick share. Share this post.
Oh yeah, it is.
I think it's this post.
Yeah.
So you go to MTL blog and you can share their post about. It says a Montreal hotel is donating 1 toy to a child for every share of its new Instagram post. So every share gives a toy to any kid who's in the hospital by themselves on Christmas. So
And that's a good thing.
that's a real nice thing to do.
So you guys should do that, Shock.
Here's
Link.
here's the
Guys, don't say-
screenshot.
what should
Here's
we
a
do here?
screenshot of it.
Like, look,
Go to this though, everybody.
6 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes right here, and then all these are just
Right now, and share this
I mean,
post.
just delete them all. Do you need any of them?
Well, like I like the music video ones because
Then put the music video
the
ones.
folder.
Put them just all on your computer, and then you can delete them.
Yeah, but honestly, like my thing is, I don't think this is gonna work either. If it's already saying that, my whole thing. What are these still? I need.
Okay, now pull that folder.
Go back down.
The folders. Yeah, I still need more. That was in it. The folder's out.
No,
Is not.
it says new folder
Oh
with
yeah.
items.
Well, I gotta get these two. Except for those.
But yeah, everyone, go share that post.
Y'all
Sorry
think
guys,
this,
I know we're trying to make it crazy, but we're
Y'all think?
trying to make it better for you.
What?
Do y'all think that the vaccine is gonna actually help, or are we gonna be waiting for a minute? Y'all think?
I think we'll be waiting a minute for like
think
total
it would- yeah.
distribution, but I think if it's FDA approved, it's gonna have a lot of improvement on the rates and everything really.
Yeah.
Yep,
But like,
yep,
how
yep,
long
yep,
do you
yep.
think? How long do y'all think until like the world is
36
kind of
minutes.
back to normal?
Back to normal? I think.
I think arguably we
Like,
could be back to normal
realistically.
next year. Like completely like.
Who knows if there will be like a
October.
actual like back to like for real normal because of COVID like being a thing. Like they would always be like a like.
I think once the vaccine, even if it's not perfected and they have to redo it, eventually we'll go back. Like
Well, yeah.
there's nothing
eventually,
we've ever been able
yeah.
to.
We'll
Not
overcome
pass.
it.
It was like the fastest we've ever made a vaccine. It was like 9 months.
Yeah.
That's
Which is
why
good.
it's like yeah.
We're definitely trying.
I
It's
mean
just
yeah,
hard
it's just
because
like why would you?
we're
Yeah,
good on the
fact that
medicine
you're-
side. We're not good on the quarantine and being responsible
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
true.
the lack of. That's literally the case. Is like if all of us had a very strong, sturdy mindset, did what we were supposed to do, it would be like the historically best pandemic we've ever dealt with because it probably would have been like no cases forever.
Yeah. All right. I'll just delete those
Yeah.
3 folders, and then we should be good.
All right, by Lord help us.
Wait, what are those other folders?
See empty these. There's nothing in them. That comes with the thing.
Okay.
Like, look.
Okay.
It's just like it comes with the cards. So that's all that's on there is those 3 things we just did.
All right.
Here we go, Zeke. Camel Man. All right, back to the story. So it goes back to. All right, so like I was saying, but that was Monday 4th. They were on the or Thursday. They were on the phone. Now it's Monday, March the 8th. Koresh's wounds are healing, and the FBI sends in 6 gallons of milk for children after much argumentation. They had to like really get that over the phone. But the reason why they really sent it in, like I think the push, was that they put bugs on each of the jugs. Bugs, so now they can hear inside the house. So they had ears inside, and they could.
So yeah, they knew exactly. Yeah, and what they were talking about.
And
everything.
so they bring that in, and then Tuesday, next day at 2:15 a.m. So this is like that night, basically. The power is turned off, and they lose their power now. So Koresh is like mad now. He's like really pissed. He says there's no more negotiations. Like, you're gonna take our power. There's nothing. And Schneider becomes increasingly angry. In this time, Gary is learning that Steve is a lot more like level-headed and more negotiable than Koresh. So he targets him inside, like trying to win him over. So while he's talking to him, he's getting mad because the HRT keeps putting like the cars, the tanks, not tanks yet, but the vehicles closer. They keep getting closer to the house.
He doesn't want them to be.
And the HRT is making decisions that are basically just like contradicting with the negotiators. The negotiators are like, we'll stop, and then they do it. So it makes him, it just makes David think, what are you going to do? Like, you're not helping me. And it just makes the tension just is thinning out even more.
And the negotiator's like, what the man? Just like.
So then that Thursday,
Work
2
with
days
me?
later, this is not much happens, but Kathy Schroeder leaves. Like, throughout this, there's a few people that are like, look, I'm going to leave. And they eventually send some kids out because their parents on the outside and stuff like that. Send them out. But there's a lot of people like...
Parents on the outside?
Like, one of them was inside, one was outside, so she could send their kid out.
Yeah.
She did. But David would get upset when people would leave. He's like, that's not what we were called to do. Like, if you left, he'd be like, you're not finishing out the journey. Like, you're a coward. Basically, kind of like... the Lord's Supper, he's like how Jesus called out people and said like you're gonna betray me. It's basically saying like you're betraying the plan right now. And so that would happen a lot, but people would leave, and that was one of those days. Jeez. Friday, the next day, they decide the power will stay off. So they like cut off the power. They had it on for a little bit temporarily, and they cut it off, and they're saying like, look, if we're gonna be out here all night, y'all are gonna be out here all night with us. Basically, they're saying.
Yeah.
they're getting angry when they're impeding on their land. A lot of people say it's crazy because David jogged every morning. He took a jog down the road, a mile down the road, there and back, whatever. I don't know how far, but people are like, why didn't they just stop him right there and just say, hey, we have a few questions for you? Why would the first time he was legally confronted with the literal militia at his front door, and they just, I mean, not officially, but...
but I mean, still, they could have
and so
found him in any other...
way better way.
Yeah, that's a big, that was just a big slack in the FBI at that point. Clinton was the president, so it was just a bad time with the Ruby Ridge.
Oh my God, Clinton was...
The Davidians is mad. They're mad. And Snyder and them, we're going to come out.
Not have sex relations with that woman.
That was a roller coaster of like cinematics in itself. It should just be like the 90s. They should
like
have a movie
SNL was drooling that year. They were like,
I have to go back and watch. Can you? Because you have a lot of seasons on Hulu. I want to go see if I can go back.
I don't think it goes back to Clinton. I started watching from the beginning, and it has like 1 through 5. Then it skips all the way to 30.
What's 1 through 5 from?
It's like the beginning of when it first started.
Yeah,
like,
but do you know how like the time
there's like
period?
John Belushi is the only one I can kind of recognize. It's like 70s, like early 70s, I think.
Dude, that's
it's like
crazy.
70s, like in the 70s, pretty sure.
But
but 30 starts with like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Okay.
You know, like
it goes from 5 to 30.
Yeah, like 30 is when like Tina Fey and them started, that. Yeah. So that's a good vibe.
That was a good time of it. Yes.
That was like a really good one.
But the Snyder and them were planning on leaving. They were like, we were actually gonna go, but now you've turned the power off. We're not. You're not gonna leave. He was like, I'm not leaving my wife or the child in here. You know, if you're gonna leave them with these bad conditions, stuff like that. And then Koresh is getting mad because he's losing control of the situation, and then the stress is just thinning on every part. It's only March 12th. Now it's Saturday, March 13th. The FBI notifies Koresh that his mother has retained attorneys to send them. And the attorneys are from town, and they're Richard DeGurian, and Jack Zimmerman to represent him. So he's got some good lawyers on his way, and he was like happy. He was because forever actually before that, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know it did it, but I'm pretty sure it was for this. They had a sheet outside their window hanging that said, "We want Zimmerman and DeGurian," and like they were because they had no way to get out of their house, and so finally they get these requests. They're like, thank God. They were excited about it. A week goes by. Or no, Sunday, the next day at FBI. Okay, so this is kind of a crappy part. Sunday, on March 14th, at nightfall, the FBI begins to illuminate the compound with lights all night. So, it disrupts their sleep schedule. Yeah. And they're just trying to, they're like, look, you guys need a break. They're basically trying to psychologically break them at this point. Now it's just lights. And a week goes by on Sunday, March 21st, at 12:15 a.m., 2 more women, Victoria Hollingsworth and Anita Richards, exit the compounds. Koresh says, I told you that my God says wait. That's what they said. All those people come out. In the evening hours, the FBI begins playing very loud music, including Tibetan chants over the loudspeaker system.
To what chants? Would you?
Once you see the footage, here's a piece of the footage right here. Warning. This clip is loud and creepy. Scroll to 4123 to skip. Right here, it sounds like I would freak the out if I was there. It's like screams.
Can you find it on YouTube?
Baylor.
Getting a call.
Find it on YouTube.
No, yeah, but I'll put it in post.
Okay.
So I want you to see it. I don't want to spoil too much for you.
Yeah, okay.
They're gonna see it, but you'll see it. Trust me. It's crazy though.
Yeah.
Just take my word for it. It's you'll see that and you're like, it's low key just like a psychological torture chamber type thing.
Like the light
they
and
have,
my
they
God.
have Christmas music playing some nights with loud screams in the background and people getting cut up and just all this stuff to just make them want to leave. Babies are in there, they can't sleep and stuff. So that happens. Just make sure this guy's okay, this boy. He always get himself into a little job.
Yeah.
Hang down.
Whether it be in Oklahoma or whether it be in Texas.
It's been a while since he's been on a bender.
A little bender in Oklahoma.
But from that bender, he went and at that day at 10:30 a.m. after the
from
the
this
night
conundrum.
Wednesday, March 24th, they play the Tibetan chants and the Christmas music.
I like that word.
And Snyder refuses to talk further. He's just like, done. Because he's like, you want to do that? The music stuff. And then the press briefing, the FBI escalates its verbal assault against Koresh. They were calling him a liar and a coward that day, so let's see if I can find that. I doubt I can, but I'll look real quickly.
So that's Koresh right there? She was playing Koresh?
Kitch, yeah.
That's cool. I thought you were saying he was like a side character. He wasn't like the main guy.
No,
I like that. Yeah, he's
character. Though, like, he low-key made me feel bad, like, so bad. I'm like,
but, like, yeah, because you like it, but then in reality, you're like, wait, why do I like this guy?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I shouldn't like him or I should. It's so, like, ill-represented that I don't want to give either. Yeah, I definitely am on David's side because just so much evidence against the FBI, how they rushed it. I'm not saying I believe in what David
what he was
saying,
doing, but, like, at least gives you...
Why shouldn't he be able to do that? It's America. Yeah. Okay. FBI brief.
Other than the illegal guns, of course.
Yes.
The illegal
I definitely
guns,
think
yes.
they should have kept that under the wraps.
Yeah.
Because that was him protecting his downfall, but it was his downfall.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
He made his downfall. Anyways.
Yeah, he made his protection for his downfall and made his downfall.
Ill knowledge about it, and can't blame him, I guess. So, Wednesday, March 24th. No, that was already said. Thursday, FBI makes an ultimatum on March 25th. It's almost been a month in like 3 days. Yeah,
Jeez.
3 days. It's been a month. So they say, look, we've been almost a month. You guys got to bring out, I think it said 10 people. Where am I at, boys?
Down one more.
No, I'm joking. It's right here, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
down.
10 to 20 people must leave by 4 p.m. or some action will be taken. Like, we're going to do something if you guys don't bring them. 4 p.m., armored vehicles move into the compound, and they just start, like, and they had a lot of, if you look into what they did to make money, the Davidians, they did little things like recycling and stuff, but they also would find cars and they restore them and then they'd sell them off. And they had, like, a bunch of nice models, and then, like, in this part, they got tanks and just ran them all over, and David was on the phone. He was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And they were just destroying it. So that was Thursday, and Friday, March 26th, lights, music, and helicopter activity occurred throughout the night. FBI issues another ultimatum, and armored vehicles begin clearing the front side of the compound to start like demolishing everything out of the way, so there's no cover spots, you know. There's one point I didn't talk about, but a man who died from the initial fight, who was Thibodeau, had fallen in love with this girl who was there, and it was her dad. He got killed, and she wanted him. He always wanted to be buried by the tree out front, and he had to bury her. He had to bury him in the. They had the school bus out back, which is it was dug out underground. It was the underground bunker, and they could get out if they needed to. Well, he was gonna have to dig him in that dirt there, and she was sad where he was digging other people. So he runs out in front of the building where that thing is, and he digs the hole and puts him in there. And that same guy who was like sniped at Ruby Ridge, he's like, "Should I shoot him?" He was waiting for the same command.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know if it was the same sniper, but they play him as the same sniper. I'm just saying, I don't know if it accurately was.
Yeah.
But anyways, they don't shoot him. They let him go back inside, but he had ran inside and buried. I thought it was pretty nice. David Thibodeau.
Oh, okay.
Koresh.
Okay.
The other one. Which Koresh did have a baby with this girl, and like he would like get upset when David Thibodeau would like associate with her in those kind of ways.
Yeah.
So like he said he didn't care about these girls, but he was controlling over the girls.
He was definitely controlling, and like that's some things like there's a lot of controversy, and like that girl was a child technically at the time they had a kid, like 18.
Okay.
Stuff like that. They had a lot of rumors against David.
Yeah.
So. No convos happened for the third day on Saturday of that week. Then Sunday, March 28th, FBI says, look, one last ultimatum, and Koresh was like, look, I have no intention of dying here. I'm just waiting for a word of God. And in this time, David, like, had a mind block. Like, God wasn't talking to him. He's like, look, as soon as God tells me what to do, I'll do it. Yeah. And he's like, look, we don't care we don't go on God's time, we go on our time. You're coming out here tomorrow. He's like, no, I'm not. It's just, that's basically the whole thing, of back and forth, just over and over.
Yeah, it just kept, it wouldn't end.
March 29th, over the objections of the U.S. attorneys and Texas Rangers, one of the uppers, Jamar, decides to allow a face-to-face meeting between Koresh and Davidian for almost 2 hours in the afternoon. And the two lawyers walk down the driveway, and Koresh and Steve Snyder go outside, and they talk to him, and they know bullets are shot. They talk to their lawyers about what's going to happen, they go back in.
For 2 hours, they stood there just.
Yeah, well, they couldn't go inside and do anything. So yeah, they were just talking about like what, so, like look.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they just were there for 2. That's a long combo.
That's
like,
what it's reportedly 2 hours, and then it's uneventful for that whole thing until Wednesday, April 7th. So that's like a whole week later. Koresh refuses to confirm exit dates, and like people are getting like this guy named Floyd Clark, high-ranking FBI officials from Washington and Potts. They're like in Waco to discuss strategy to get it out because they're mad because David just keeps pushing it back. At first, like, look, I'm waiting for this plan, but now it's like been past a month. It's over a month, and they proposed the tear gas plan. It was that they were going to throw tear gas in small parts, and then just push them out of this like main part. Basically, just like weed them out like cockroaches.
Yeah,
that was their plan. They're like what they said. So on April 9th, Koresh sends a letter to the FBI, and he's saying, look, the heavens are calling you to judgment. 2 experts analyze. Oh, yeah. This is just a small excerpt I wanted to put in. Excerpt. They analyzed the letters and 4 others sent over the next few days, and they conclude he was possibly a psychotic and had no intention of leaving voluntarily. So like they were saying that they were experts in looking at like handwriting and just like how they talked and stuff. And they're like, I don't think he was ever gonna leave.
No,
so the FBI is like,
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, the FBI was like, whatever. We're finalizing the plan for the tear gas, and they seek Reno's approval. And Reno is the Attorney General. So.
And he was probably like, yeah.
Well, in the show, it shows them like telling her like, oh yeah, it's been tested on kids. And all this, and she's like, because they knew they had gas mask in the thing, so they were saying, well, they can put the gas mask on the children and they can get them out. But no gas mask is fit for a baby or a child. Yeah. It only fits an adult face. And they just were like, well, they were just pushing that under the rug, just trying to get the approval from the Attorney General. So they finally, for Tuesday, most of the afternoon, Koresh bombards the negotiators over the talk with what they would call Bible. Just kept doing that.
Yeah.
Reiterating that it's not coming out until God tells him. And then on the 14th, the next day, he says he will not surrender until he has written a manuscript explaining the 7 seals. On the other side of things, they were still clearing the tear gas. There had been no laboratory tests performed on children relative to the effects of gas. Anecdotal evidence was convincing that there would be no permanent energy, but it's anecdotal. The compound is stocked with a year's worth of rations, and they found out that they had about a year's worth of water. So then they're like, okay, this could either be a year long.
Yeah.
They're looking at just time.
Yeah, they don't want to sit there anymore longer.
And they were also at this point in time, Clinton and like the whole executive board were promoting the FBI with a lot of brute force like money. Like Gary gets upset in the series because the other guy, the HRT, gets like $1 million after the Ruby Ridge thing to upgrade their forces, even though they up and killed that girl. And the son died. It wasn't a good thing at all. And Gary's people who were trying to like become, he was mad because he was seeing less and less negotiations and more just like violent takedowns.
Yeah, because Gary seemed like he was legitimately trying to defuse the situation.
He cared about people's coming out safely and stuff like that. And so, but from there, so Koresh finishes the first manuscript and he's like, look, I just need to finish the rest of them. And this is after they send Gary home. So Gary, a few days before this, got sent home because he was getting so mad about them going behind his back and all this. He was just trying to help Gary and them out. I mean, David them out, and they said, look, you got to go home. And he was like so upset, and he's like, if you're going to make me leave, I'll leave. And the guy who he'd been training from the start, he was like, come on. He's like, they asked me to stay. And he stays. Well, that guy's so ill advanced that this is the Monday, April 19th. Okay, boys, this is the day. At 5:59 a.m., he calls and tells the Davidians, he says, look, there's going to be tear gas in your place. And David's like, I want you to wait, please. And he just like freaks out. He's like, there's no waiting, you f***ing idiot. I don't know if he said that, but he's basically just like, he goes against protocol and does exactly what it's not trying to do. Like, David became hostile. He was like, no, you want to do this? So
he just got pissed.
He hangs up the phone. So then he gets on the loudspeaker and he's like, guys, they're under arrest and you need to come out. You need to get out of here. That was at 5:59. Then at 6:02, 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
And 2 tanks just run to the side of these.
59, you said?
Yeah, you're right. 3 minutes. But hopefully maybe I'm right on like
2
seconds wise because they're like on the phone.
Yeah.
So, but they're sending in these tanks which are like engineered to have these like poles in the front. And they just break in and then the tear gas is just pulled and it starts going.
And it goes,
Well, so
Holy
they send in 2 of them at 6:02.
Oh god.
And then at 6:04,
Jesus,
the
those
Davidians
cancers
start
suck.
shooting, and the FBI began to. Okay, it's officially reported that David started shooting, but on the way the Waco show shows it, they're inside, and then bullets starts getting shot, and then they hear on the radio like the Branch Davidians have started shooting, and then like so they knew they were. People were already saying they were shooting, and they're just like, we're not shooting, you know, like why would you do that?
Yeah.
Well, David knew this when he knew it was happening. All the men put all the women and children in their vault, which is where they kept their weapons. He locked it, and they had gas masks, but only had gas masks for like the woman or the baby, you know.
Yeah.
And they also had blankets, so they're laying in there. Well, the FBI comes in saying that they were shooting already, and at 6:31, it's at 6:31, the whole building's been gassed. But let me say what happens in between that. While they're doing all that, they're breaking the beams of the house, and it's starting to collapse and stuff. Like it's trapping people. Like it collapsed and locks them in the vault. So they're trying to get out the vault, but there's no way to get out. Like David was on the other side trying to get him out because he knew Cyrus was in there.
Yeah.
And the tank busted into the vault, and then the gas just started going in there. But there was no ventilation, so it literally gases all the women, and I keep saying wife. All the women and children were killed. 25 kids killed, and like. The HRT were so positive, like it was gonna work. They were just gonna start running out, but they were just watching and waiting. And like that guy Seige, who was a negotiator, he said he just sat there and waited, and then no one came out. And as it's getting gassed, 3 fires start. And they claim the Davidians started it. They don't. That's another debate. Was it a mass suicide or did the tear gas? Because the tear gas being in those environments, being so combustible, can explode. There's like reports over it now, but 3 of them start in different sides of the building. I'm pretty sure the tear gas probably.
Yeah, that's what I would.
If it's different spots of the building, it's all starting at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they could have staged it, but I'm just saying. So, anyways, now like the building's on fire, and I'll show you a scene of that. And they're just literally watching as the building is engulfed in flames, and nobody's coming out, and they just go like, "This is exactly what we didn't want to happen."
Oh my god! Yeah, that's definitely tear gas. So you see how that went? That went up.
Yeah.
The fire.
Because keep in mind, they don't have, like, any, like, water or anything like that, so I don't think that affect the lines. But
yeah.
That's the building.
So.
And everyone died. And so that's the whole
David
story
too?
about Waco. Yeah. Well, it's David, when they found his body, he had a gunshot in his head, and so did Steve Snyder and, like, a few more. So they believe they were in the same room, so they think Steve shot Dave and shot himself because they just didn't want the burn.
Yeah, they didn't want to.
They knew they were dying.
Yeah, but I thought
David
they shot each
Thibodeau-
other. I was like, what if one of them, like, what if it was like,
he
that
shot.
would be the worst.
David Thibodeau, shot
at like
the one who wrote
the wrong
book,
time, I'm saying.
He jumped out in the fire. I think there was like 5 or 6 people who got out. Like, he was one of those, and that's when he wrote the book. Like, he barely made it out. He was in the fire at the end and everything. He saw, in the show, it shows him see David. All that is hearsay, I'm pretty sure. Unless that's in his book, and he says, I saw David, you know. That may be there. Haven't read the book, can't confirm. I don't want to have hearsay. Siri, what are you doing? Anyways, so that's about it. That's the whole Waco.
Wow. That's crazy. Like,
so,
literally.
yeah. Was it truly David? I mean, David may have been strict and lived on different terms in life and all that, but at the end of the day,
it's
all they had to
of
just stop him on the road and say,
kind
hey,
of
do you mind if
toss-up.
we talk to you about these guns?
Yeah.
And gone from there. Like we said, they had a terrible way, and
And they just
enough
destroyed their...
people. Yeah. People that would say, like, the gun thing that's being challenged, if we're going to lose our weapons or not as Americans. And people are like, look, you're going to come get my gun, I'll shoot you. Not saying there's anything wrong with you, but if you think David's in the wrong, look in the mirror, because it's the same situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the scale is at all.
Gun,
but the intention is that you want to protect your family, and he wanted to protect his family. So anyone, I hope that gave you a little bit more retrospect and thought of it. On that note, yesterday when I was driving to Macy, my girlfriend's Kilgore performance, here's a little clip of it. It was a great performance.
Nice. Good job, Macy. Good job. Great dance for Macy.
I saw this sticker of a bullet, and it said, If they want to take your guns, give them your bullets first. Hopefully I can find it, but it's just kind of made me laugh. Give them your bullets.
Yeah. Yeah, don't let them take those guns.
So yeah, I hope you guys watch Waco, a Survivor story on
watch
Netflix.
Waco.
I encourage you. Zeke's gonna do it. Take on that challenge.
I'm gonna take on the challenge, and guys,
Stalling
Brendon, are
for
we gonna
time.
do next
Watch
week?
Gary's
Are we
book.
gonna do we're gonna listen
Next
to those
week
albums?
Yeah, we're gonna have some
So
music set up
we're
next
gonna
week.
we're
You guys can
gonna
look forward
review
to.
I think Kid Cudi's album, Jack Harlow's, and Lane and Cube's new album. So we're gonna listen to
Three
some more.
bangers,
We're gonna
hopefully.
look, but those are 3 for sure. Maybe Taylor Swift may just do it just for
And
those.
next week is our
Yeah.
Christmas celebration.
Might as well do
boys.
it for the Swifties.
Isn't it?
Taylor Swift's album too. Those are the 4 albums right there.
Yeah, but listen.
Kid Leroy's album too.
Yeah,
5 albums. We're gonna talk about them all next week. And Cigarette, be looking for it because we
Yeah.
don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's soon.
It's coming.
It's Christmas, hopefully, but like it's coming
It's coming.
in the future. It's gonna come before
Next week,
Christmas.
Christmas is on a Friday, so we will spend Christmas with
Oh
you.
my
That will be
goodness!
next week. Hopefully we
Wow.
got some gifts opening, and you guys will be opening them too.
And here's
Same
the
time.
here's our same outro like last week. Go ahead and start playing the song, Brendon.
It's
The
already
Felice.
going.
No.
Yeah, it's already
that
moving.
first.
Oh
remember?
yeah.
We
Oh,
can get
hope
our
you guys
dance.
liked my shirt, guys. I didn't really.
And then this one, look, we both.
Heisenberg, Merry Christmas.
Mine's a Houston Rockets. Merry Christmas.
No, it says Heisenberg Christmas. I think it's just say Merry.
Brennan's is better, but it's like just a thought that counts. So we'll see you next week.
Heisenberg, do the wall.
Feliz
Do the wall, Heisenberg.
Merry Christmas.
Heisenberg too. Whoa. Catch you on the other way.
Smoking on a cigarette. I wanna